Hey, Wemberg World Entertainment, and of course episode 4 of Star Trek Starfleet Academy has aired, and it's about the Klingons and how they're going extinct, and it really was a Jay-Den focused episode, or as people like to call him, Jay-Den, and as someone called him in my comments section, which I thought was hilarious, Day-Dem, which really is what this thing is, because of course, what did they introduce now? Yeah, the Klingon has 2 dads and 1 mother, and it's like, oh my god. And the reasoning they did that is ridiculous. And we are going to have a look at articles that break this down from both the guy playing the Klingon Jay-Den, what's his name, Kareem Diane or something like that, and Noga Landau, the co-showrunner. The one thing you need to keep in mind with this episode is just how bad it was. They absolutely butchered the speech from the drumhead. Oh yes, that was pointed out by Dave Cullen, and everyone's picking up on that now, how they left out some of the key words of it, so speech makes absolutely no sense and just sounds ridiculous, especially when the Doctor delivers it. And speaking of the Doctor, Robert Picardo, talking with Collider, has ranked episode 4 of Starfleet Academy among the best Star Trek episodes.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
Wow, that guy really is getting lost in the whole cope section to try and defend this thing. You'll see other pages as well talking about how much of a disaster Starfleet Academy is because they've now pulled the first episode from YouTube. That was always going to happen. It was only meant to be up there for a limited time. I'm sure they probably, well, at least some of them, I'm sure, explain that to you. I've seen a lot of them saying how embarrassing this is that they've pulled that episode. It was always only meant to be up for a certain amount of time. So let's dive into this though, about what the Klingons now were. And get this, what we're specifically looking at right now is Star Trek gives its new Klingon hero what Worf never had. Can you think what it is that Worf never had? Probably anal sex, but that's not it, by the way. But let's dive into this. So, Star Trek Starfleet Academy actor Kareem Diane, his second name is like French, so I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, so it's spelled Diane anyway, and executive producer Noga Landau discuss what Jay-Den Kraag already has that Worf never did. Diane plays Jay-Den, Star Trek's first full Klingon main character since Dorn's historic run as Worf in TNG, DS9 and Picard. Now, just before people go, no he isn't, he said the first full Klingon. So of course B'Elanna Torres was half human and stuff like that, so they are correct on that part. So Starfleet Academy episode 4 revealed Jay-Den's backstory as a young Klingon abandoned by his parents, which is hilarious. The fact that they played into the stereotype only made it worse because he's got 2 daddies who abandoned him, who joined Starfleet Academy to become a healer instead of a Klingon warrior. Despite Jay-Den's shyness, which hides his self-doubt, the Klingon cadet is surrounded by friends, including Caleb and Darim. By the way, Darim, now that this article has it, that's the bully's name, the asshole guy. So, in an interview with Screen Rant's John, I don't know how to pronounce his second name, about Star Trek Starfleet Academy episode 4, Kareem reveals how Jay-Den finds friends and belongs at Starfleet Academy mirrors his own life as a young actor, while Noga Landau hopes audiences embraces Starfleet Academy's, wait till you hear this, examples of powerful, positive masculinity and true male friendship. Yeah, so Screen Rant asked, Another thing I love about this episode is the friendship development between Jay-Den and Caleb, and then also with Darim. They both showed up for Jay-Den, and he didn't want it at first, but then he let them in. I was thinking about Worf, because Jay-Den already has something Worf never really had in Starfleet, which is close male friends. Worf had a couple of famous girlfriends and a wife, but he never had real bros. But you've got bros. How does Jay-Den feel about actually having that? We are going to address this after we see what the responses are. So Kareem said, I think friendship is so vital. You can already hear his voice. I think friendship is so vital. I mean, just when I'm thinking about my life, especially for someone like Jay-Den, who doesn't have family there with him. He doesn't have his fathers, but good God, fathers. He doesn't have his mother. He doesn't have his brother. There's nobody else that even looks like him, or that's a student. So finding community is vital. Hang on. He doesn't have anybody else there that looks like him, or that's a student. Everyone around you is a student, you clown. Jesus Christ.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
So he continued, when I'm just thinking about when I first moved to New York City and I knew no one, I felt so alone and so lost, and I didn't know who I was. What? Finding my... You know what? Fuck the rest of his bloody nonsensical answer. He's literally trying to say he is Jay-Den. Okay, by the way, when you go to Starfleet Academy, you don't have your family going with you holding your fucking hands, you clowns. You think Beverly Crusher went to Starfleet Academy with Wesley? No. This is the part I really want to get to. Noga Landau said this. By the way, John, I want to say something coming off that question that I think is so profound right now. I feel like so many men in this world need examples of positive masculinity, like real, powerful, positive masculinity. Men from all walks of life who show up for each other. I get that in the 90s, Worf didn't have that. You don't have that on screen so much. And one of the best compliments I got after our premiere was someone came forward and they said this show has so much awesome masculinity in it and examples of men who are there for each other. And I just think that there are so many men who, I hope, watch our show, who see that and see what it's like to have true male friendship around them, and be reminded that that's something that Starfleet Academy really fosters.
You went full retard, man.
Holy Jesus Christ. Can you believe how much these people are sniffing their own farts? My good Christ. Do you honestly believe? I don't believe for a second. To start with, look at the pictures and the videos from the premiere and tell me you can see a shred of masculinity at that thing. Do I believe for 1 second someone walked up to her and said, thank you for giving us so much masculinity in this show? Fuck off. Nobody came up and said that to you. What masculinity? Seriously, what masculinity are you talking about? But the fact that they're both saying Worf never had friends, he never had that camaraderie, he never had people who would be there for him. Are you shitting me? Do you remember in TNG? I don't even have to go through Riker and all the rest of them. What about the episode when everybody realised, hey, there's something wrong with Worf? Like, there's something not right with him. He's being very snappy, not in his usual way. And they look in and do a bit of research. And they went, hey, there's this tradition that they have to go through. And because he's on a Federation ship and not with the Klingon people, he can't get it. So he's feeling left out. What did Data, Wesley, Troy, and Miles O'Brien do for him? They set it up in the holodeck for him. And called him down. He was like, what is this? Like, I don't want... And they brought him in. And there it was. The row of the Klingons with the pain sticks. And his friends. His friends there for him.
for trifling or games. Not today.
I know what an important day this is for you. The anniversary of your rite of ascension.
You know about that?
All your friends on board do.
Riker is one of his best friends and closest friends. He plays poker with them all the time. With Geordi, Data, Riker, Troy and Crusher. Yes, he absolutely had close friends and close masculine friends. That is absolutely ridiculous to sit there and say. This is where you just know they don't know Star Trek. They've never watched Star Trek. And yes, when he went to DS9, he became even closer with O'Brien. And he came very close with Cisco. So, fuck off with this bullshit of true masculine friends who showed up. What, one trying to bum him and the other trying to force him into his way of thinking? Are you shitting me? Get the hell out of here with this crap. But it gets worse. It actually gets worse with what Landau says in another interview regarding why he now has two parents, as in two fathers. Check this retarded answer out. This is beyond ridiculous. This person you know is writing scripts and stuff in crayon on toilet paper. They are absolutely 100% being driven to the studio on the short bus. I guarantee you this asshole gets crayons for every birthday and Christmas. Check this out. There are a lot of folks alive in the world right now.
No shit.
Are you kidding me? There's a lot of people alive in the world right now. That's some breaking news right there. And there always have been. No way. Really? Good God. This Sherlock Holmes this fucker is. Who have three parents. Landau says, we put our heads together when we were writing the episode and we said, there are going to be people in our audience who've never seen their kind of family before on screen. So why don't we do that? Klingons are fun. They seem like the sort of people who wouldn't hold back from having a 3-parent household.
Oh, come on!
That's their reasoning for giving Jay-Den 2 fathers and a mother, a triad family, is because they think there's people in the audience with 3 parents. Yeah, that would be a step-parent and an actual biological parent. Not, hey, like, they actually play into the memes. I can't believe this. They actually play into the memes. You know the meme? Can you guess the meme for this one? Yes, it's, well, me and my wife's boyfriend went to the store today to buy her TV and a present. That's the meme, and that's what they've just played into. So, Jay-Den gets to say, well, my mom and dad and my mom's boyfriend, they showed me how to do. They actually played into the meme. They think that they have step-parents who are, like, all, living together and shit like that? No. And the type of family then that she would actually be referencing here to say, oh, a 3-parent household, yeah, that's also illegal, you know? Marrying more than one person, especially in the Western world, is illegal. So, what are we doing? This is what Star Trek has become under these fucking ridiculous, retarded, monkey steaming piles of shit that call themselves showrunners and writers. My good God. David Edelson and Skydance, you need to forget about Warner Brothers. Stop looking over to your right and start looking directly in front of you and look at what this person is doing to a franchise you yourself have said is going to be one of your main tentpoles for your company. Because there's no point trying to build a new building on top of a disastrous, broken, burnt out foundation. It won't hold. Fire these people. Fire every one of them. It doesn't matter what their contracts are. Fire these motherfuckers. Cancel all of these shows. Get rid of it and start new, fresh in the next couple of years. But get rid of these people and do it now. My holy sweet Jesus. There's no one new coming into this show watching this bullshit and believing any of this. Jay-Den, the gay Klingon who's eyeballing the guy in the War Academy and almost getting bummed by Daram or whatever the hell his name is in this episode. Get the fuck out of here trying to tell us that that's strong, powerful masculinity. Get the hell out. Fire every one of these people. But what do you guys think about their comments? And just that Jay-Den is pretty much just Kareem in New York. Because that's exactly what he's just said. Let me know what you think of all this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers. And I shall catch you in the next one.